against one another. I'm sure Lennli would want some of those points back that Mada ended up stealing away from him, as we see the German player here on our screens.
I do remember that game, and we have the statistics indeed. The win rate is on Lennli's side here. However, I want to say with a precision like that, 55 on Mada's side, 53 on Lennli's side, it can still be very even. And speaking of even, look at that average guess time.
Else identical, else can be. Two very, very evenly matched up players. Win rate, of course, as you can see, on Lennli's side of things, just a wee tad better. Also pushing him that much further up the leaderboard. He has played 2 more matches than Mada, but keep in mind, of course, there are still plenty of weeks left to play here. And for Mada, well, there's only one way, and that's up here for him. So we would really want to get some points off of Lennli here. So we go into game number 1, round number 1. It's move. It's go up and down the road time for the German and the Italian.
It is indeed. And let's see what we have to work with here. That looks like an Ecuador. But it looks so far, I want to say. Now, why is it Ecuador? Well, the pavement. We have white plates, so you can, countries that can look like Ecuador are usually Colombia or Mexico. And in Mexico, we would have octagonal poles, which we don't have here. It's rounded. And in Colombia, we will have yellow plates, which we don't have here. So, pretty much Ecuador left, especially with this pavement. Something else you could consider is maybe Brazil, but Brazil has long plates, not these short plates. So just by these plates, you can rule everything out.
It's the rule of deduction most of the time in a game of GeoGuessr is when you get the vibes down, you go, can it be this? Nope. Can it be that? No. Great. Then it has to be this. Even if you don't get anything that directly tells you that that is the country, by removing all the other ones that could have been the country, then oftentimes you can get the country correct, just like we see there. As Lennli strikes first, not too big of a hit, but able to get the first round in. And now, well, prediction tells us Mada should be closer, and they both are very, very close. As a matter of fact, ding, identical at 4994.
Giving us the sound effects there. Thank you for that, Toby.
Someone else to do it, when the game won't. Then
love to hear it, because you definitely missed that sound.
I could go out and bring my guitar, and I'll play background music while you talk.
It's a good shout.
That's a cast, I suppose.
It's a good shout. This looks like an interesting valley. We are in Bhutan. Is it the Paro Valley? We could be in Paro. Maybe. I think it's one of the western valleys, but they both disagree. Keen to find out. Not too sure.
No, not sure either. They weren't too far from the location
does
either,
that count as the Paro Valley?
I'm not sure.
It's right east of it.
A little bit towards the east this time around, as Mada able to strike back in this one. So we now go somewhat rural, somewhat seems like location here can't quite determine what it wants to be.
I would say it's Argentina with those poles. Yeah, definitely look more Argentinian. We have the black Google car as well with a flatness like this. Now we jump over to this better camera quality, which we call Gen 4. To those who are new, you always hear this Gen talk, Gen 2, even Gen 1. Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4.
Exist.
That's pretty much the camera generation the Google car used to capture these images. And yeah, for now, camera generation 4 is the highest quality camera which we have here. Very crisp, very exposed. Pretty much jump back and forth between Gen 3 and Gen 4 here. It looks more west in the country, I want to say, but however, it is very flat as well. So we should be somewhere in the middle then.
A little off on this one. A little off, only 100 kilometers in a pretty tricky location, but Mada able to get very close to it, sending him down to just over 5k health currently as we go into round number 5, halfway point of this game number 1. Yet another urban location. As, well, prediction tells us, Mada has got behind in this one.
4,941.
Pretty
How
decent.
many Romanian runs did Mada have? Because Romania usually isn't really that country where you get those free 5. I mean, on moving you have very good signs, but on no move without information, usually Romania isn't that easy to region guess. If you have tiled roofs everywhere like here, you are more in the west of the country. And we have some good signs on Mada's side. Especially Passau is a very big place. I definitely butchered that pronunciation. Maybe Bacha? Passa?
I'm not Romanian,
sure.
so I can't correct you on that, but it sounds correct to me.
Yeah.
And again, for the viewers that just came in now to watch their main man Lennli play that are wondering where the game audio is, we are having some audio technical issues, which I'm sorry will not be fixed here in the games. So you have to live with me and dear and beloved GeoGuessr, giving you all the crisp ear pleasure that is our voices.
We do give our best on that.
As we go into round number 6, Mada practically untouched so far. Lennli was able to win round 1, but a minimal damage taken on Mada. I mean, he's almost as flawless as can be so far against Lennli.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely. And we are in Eastern Europe. It looks like Czechia to me so far. However, this sign will tell us it's more likely to be Slovakia. With the double signpost, we have good information, but at the same time, those are very small places.
Ooh, a lot of info on that sign for Mada. I'm not sure if you can see it from the angle he's at. Nope, now going a bit further off the street.
Well,
but
there's a town.
It makes it harder to tell.
42 kilometers away, which should be always on the map, probably, in a country size like Slovakia.
A lot
they
of
both
info
end
available.
up in Czechia. I was wrong.
Maybe they were. We'll have to wait and see.
I was wrong.
Indeed, you were. Happens.
Yeah,
happens to the best of us. That's good on Lennli to set this one pretty much as tight as can be. 3 points between the two players right now, coming into round number 7.
Indeed. Usually you had 2 metas. Like, Czechoslovakia was always so hard to tell. Because back then you had black caps on signposts. And that was almost always Czechia. But now you have them in Slovakia as well with the new coverage.
Ooh.
And now I always don't know what to use. Do I use the black caps or the double signposts? Because double signposts are more likely to be in Slovakia than Czechia. But the black caps are more likely in Czechia. But nothing is really 100% there. So that makes it a bit difficult without language. And now we are in Mexico. We have some
good highway information.
Because we have the highway numbers.
I'm not sure Mada saw the same, but now he has... now he found a separate sign. It says practically... almost, I should say, the same, because it's not fully identical. But both able to get some pretty good intel coming into this one. Letting it run all the way down to the end as well. Shouldn't be too much damage being done in this one as they are
because we
to one another.
Are not on the yellow road. We are still on the white road. Had the signs to it. We are not on it. That made it a bit tricky. To 5k, however, getting the right rough area was not a big deal for either of them. And we are in Australia.
We're in Drown.
South. Don't know. We have
Shout out to all the people of Drown.
Ending.
South. Ooh, nice little intel there. With
we have a C road, so we should be in Victoria probably. With that number, 432. Besides that, we also have some Victoria posts on Lennli's side, so I think both should get Victoria.
Maybe this is worth mentioning as well, that the players, as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong here, GeoGuessr, but the players are zoomed in one step further than what we are, so he can actually see some of these C numbers, or C road numbers. Now we see it as well. You can see there when it zooms in further. 432, 432. He's found the city now as well. Mada is looking to 5k. The thing is, Lennli has not yet found that same sign that he found earlier. So Mada looking, trying to see if he can 5k this one, and we'll see how close he's going to get. 30 meters off. Incredible 5k coming through from Mada. All Lennli can do is shake his head and go, yeah, I did not know where we were, but still.
Lennli was complaining about, really, because, I don't know, he pretty much had everything. He also
He
got
just
the
never,
right
I don't
area.
think he ever saw the
I don't
C
think
road.
he got to the better sign.
Exactly.
But at the same time, he doesn't know that Mada got it. So
Yeah.
maybe he read through his mind. I don't know.
That's that's the danger of moving, is that, well, road goes two ways. Sometimes you go one, your opponent goes the other, and they just get info that is that much better than what you had to work with. As we now see a new round. Round number 9. Lennli would really love to take some points off of Mada to tie things up a bit more, or even better, get ahead or even win here in this round, coming into a potential round 10. But of course, Russia could very easily be the final resting place for one of these players in this game.
Definitely, and again,
Most likely will
Mada
be, I
got
should say, with 5 times multiplier.
to a sign, which
Does he
would
read
probably
it right, though? It says something about KM.
Selenovsk. No, they are again both in the right rough area. However, Mada is on the right side, not really close, but a bit closer. But that's already enough to get a good chunk of points down, bringing Lennli to half HP. Pretty much.
And now 1,000 damage done to Lennli could be the difference maker here. Coming into the final round, Lennli needs 2,100 points off of Mada and able to take home this game. But it's Brazil, so definitely could be big here.
Definitely, and Mada did lock a guess in already, putting that pressure down. He has the town. Is that on the bus?
Well, they both have it now, so yeah, Lennli's not going to get enough points on this, unfortunately. Yawning.
On it.
He wins it, but it's not going to be enough. It is round 10, and because Mada is ahead, he's going to be able to bring that one home. So Mada, at least guaranteeing some points. 1 point guaranteed, should Lennli 2-1 reverse sweep this. But, of course, hoping for a lot more than that, Mada, that is, to be able to climb up that leaderboard.
Definitely. As we go over to no move, I would say Mada is the better moving player in this matchup. So from now on, it could get interesting to see, because this time I will give it to Lennli. Lennli is definitely better no move player.
I feel like this seed has been incredibly difficult compared to some of the other matchups we've had so far today. Back into Russia we go, but no move, no clear signs. What are you looking at for info here that can tell you the region?
Yeah, especially urban Russia can be very difficult. In this case, we have the antenna this much. Also kind of looks hilly. I like that Chelyabinsk guess. Could see that. And it is right northeast of it.
What a start to this one. Would have wanted to get a hit like that in a later round. But even here now, almost taking Mada down to half health in round 1. That is the exact start that you're hoping for in a game of no move when you're behind 1 round as well. Coming in now to round number 2.
Definitely very good to get this lead in round 1, because now you have even more multis to build out this lead. We are in the US, given those bollards and signage, because just by the looks, you could also consider other countries.
There's some distance in between the two here. Lennli is in Oregon. You have Mada looking down towards Nevada, maybe going even further southeast than that.
You know, I like that guess more
this
than
is
Oregon,
dangerous.
but Lennli knows something, I feel
There's
like.
nothing Mada is looking to do is go north, but now the confusion on his face going, wait, what? Where's my lead? I had it for a second, and just like that, Mada swings back.
Yeah,
what was
didn't
he
look
seeing
like
there?
the average Oregon, I must say. But maybe he misread the bollards, because we had some bollards. But those are very, very hard to use in the US. Because sometimes it's not 100%.
Yeah.
And
we had a flag there, giving us the country. There was some intel, but a bit too blurry on the wall back there, I think. That trash can doesn't give us a good angle either. So what are you basing this on? I'll let you 5K this one for us.
Oh no, not this one, because it's urban.
Go for it.
Guessing urban is quite difficult. I mean, the hills look more like the Konya-Eskische hillside of the country. Nope, not really helpful information there either. Yeah, I feel like we are somewhere. I mean, Lennli is covering a lot of possibilities there. He does go quite in between Eskişehir and Konya, the two I mentioned. Which is a very valid guess. I don't feel like it's in between, but you still cover a lot of areas. And it was
almost
just
identical in distance. Both in and around the same area simultaneous in their water drinking as well. That was very, very synchronized. Good job, guys. Going 3, 2, 1, zip, and then down again. Beautiful.
A lot. The water sips in between the rounds. As we move over to this round, kind of is it a reddish tint in the road? Do you see a lot in Sweden? Especially you also see it in Gotland a lot, but this does not look like Gotland.
We'll see, they're both going eastern.
Should be somewhere on the mainland.
Yep. Lennli, a bit further towards the south. Mada pretty much just plonking it straight into Stockholm. As Lennli is now actually out towards the islands on the eastern side. Yeah. Oh, but it's going to be off. It's up towards Gävle. They have a nice symphonic orchestra, I can tell you that much. But that's going to be, once again, Lennli hit on this one. Mada vibing, bouncing his head, or bobbing his head back and forth. Looking for a swift 2-0 win here, but we know Lennli, he can strike back at any point.
Ooh, but look at that prediction. 4.2 and 2.8 difference. I mean, are these statistics also based on the move?
They're based on everything. It's as long as you have more than 2 guesses in. I mean, as long as both players have more than 2 guesses in the location.
So it could be tricky because if they only had a certain country only on moving, and then get it on no move, and they have an average high score, you would assume they are good at it no move, but maybe they only have the right signs on the moving game, where you usually have higher scores. So don't get tricked, don't get fooled.
NPC exclusive stats, average 800 points. As we go into Russia again, but big country doesn't matter. They're both going to be close, and good for Lennli that he's able to hit home here on this one. Not too much damage done, but at least keeps him in the game. 1,000 points separate the two. Lennli stands between a potential NPC or falling 2-0 to Mada, getting no points for himself, as once again, the statistics have Mada winning this one.
Yeah, and we move over to a more difficult round. Are we actually in the US? What is that sign in the distance? It looks Baltic, but...
Is it a sign?
I don't know if it is. Is it just some lens blur?
It'd be a very awkward US stop sign in the middle of the woods.
Definitely. And also the road is
Mada
super narrow.
Is in Estonia. What are you thinking of that?
I like that more than US. Because it kind of looks Baltic to me. But at the same time, it's maybe a bit too hilly. Can happen in the Baltics.
I'm going to go Canada.
We have no car, though.
It's my job to be wrong. So I'm going to go Canada.
Why do we have no car? Would that ever happen in the Baltics? I don't think so. I think we are.
Not sure. Oh, Lennli is actually going Canada on this one. This is going to be huge. It's going to be game regardless. And it is Canada.
Okay.
You know what? I would like to sign up for the World League for next season because Lennli just made me look real smart. And Lennli himself looked incredibly smart with that one too. Big damage come through. Massive at that. Taking us into an NPC.
Okay, did we have an American side sign, or did I just trick my brain into thinking it was one because I thought it's the Americas? I don't know.
I'm not sure. But regardless, I said it for fun, and it turned out to be right, so that felt good.
No, you knew it. You knew it, Toby.
Of course I did. I'm trying to make you sound smarter. That's my job, you know.
I see. All right.
But then when I'm the one that gets it right, it feels awkward.
And it is an NPC now. Again, we have a little bit of a smudge there. So to the left.
1 point guaranteed for both of them.
And this time, Mada goes towards that area where it was the last time. That's much we had. Given the looks, I do agree it could be there. Could look like it. Not really much to work with here besides that, though. Because it's really hard to tell what these trees are. Usually around Chelyabinsk you see a lot of birch spam. Just a lot of birch trees. But yeah, this rolling hills landscape pretty empty, also fits for that area. So let's see if it is indeed, and it is a bit more east. And with a bit more, I mean almost 1,000 kilometers.
It looks small on the map, but there just ain't a whole lot of roads or cities out there.
Yeah.
As you say, they're both 1,000 kilometers off, but again, of course, trained from the same school of GeoGuessr knowledge, so in and around the same area. As we now, for the first time today, at least according to Mada, go down to Spain.
We do indeed. We on Spain, we have this ladder pole, this chunky ladder pole. You see here and there, the architecture somewhat looked a bit more southern to me. Don't know why Mada's getting the vibes for the north. I could be wrong.
Lennli towards the center, actually almost at Gibraltar. You can see Mada instantly hands in the air, going, "Oh, that's an annoying one." So Lou's sending him down 2,000 points, sitting now just over 4K.
Yeah, the architecture looked very southern, but it's always hard to commit all the way to the
we are getting
coast where it was.
So many Russia rounds today.
We do, especially in this match up here.
Does that say Omsk on this on the
it's saying
wall?
Yeah, it does. It's saying
I don't
Omsk.
read Russian, but it said OM to begin with, so
something.
And they just both got to send it into Omsk. Makes good sense. Small city in the eastern side. Might as well get that round over with. Don't want to linger too long as 4 damage comes through. Nothing too big, but for Lennli, bragging rights remain still flawless here in an NPC.
Big 4 points. As we go over to this Malaysia round, we have the double white lines.
Avas.
The Avas sign. Interesting location. Very interesting. It looks very built up, very new, modern. Yeah.
So therefore it is
it's maybe more around the capital or northwest, where it's a bit more touristy.
Having been in Malaysia, I will say they do build big complexes in areas where you go, why did you build this here?
Yeah, I mean,
when you drive down the highway, out like way outside the city, out of nowhere, there's like a big bungalow of massive buildings, and you go, wait, what is this doing here? As you can see, out on the northern side of the city of Kuala Lumpur here as well. As finally, Mada in round 4 able to take some points over Lennli.
Yeah, and we are getting to round 5 now in this NMPZ match. This will decide the winner. We are in Australia on an east-west stretch.
Blur meta?
This could either be the road west, I mean in the center of the country pretty much, Australia label, west of Ghan. There's the road 4, that could make sense, or it's the 66 in Northern Territories, which is the road that connects Northern Territory and Queensland.
And the fact that you know this, is it just by having played the same roads time and time again?
Look where Lennli is guessing, the 66 Northern Territory, the road to Queensland. Yeah, I mean, first off, the alignment, you know we are on the east-west road. So you would assume, yeah, that we could be on that road because it goes east-west, but it was actually the one.
Yeah.
That is pretty hard to get, but that one also looks like that. So you kind of have to look at the looks and how empty it is.
I mean, being able to do 3,000 damage when you're 1,000 kilometers off yourself, it's got to feel pretty good for Lennli.
Definitely, but at the same time, Mada, if he would have gotten the 1, it would have pretty much turned the game around.
Oh yeah, big time.
So there was some opportunity.
Mada needs something good going, and he needs it right now. Currently hovering in Kentucky. Lennli is further towards the north in this one so far, so this could very easily be game.
It could be, it could be. I do like the northern guess. It looks very lush green. And these trees don't look southern. However, not really anything more to work with. Nothing reliable, really. And it was Wisconsin.
There you have it. Frustration in the eyes of Mada as he takes a loss on that one. Looked really good initially.
And
but
the
then
mustache. And the thumbs up.
Super Mario mustache on as it goes to show.
Lennli, yeah, really hard. I mean, Lennli, I feel like he had a lot of these matches where he was really struggling